Welcome back to Dummy Boy Finance. I'm Dummy Boy, and right now I want to go over NAT stock because I did end up buying call options here today, so I want to go over what I did. We're looking at NAT here on the daily time frame, and so as I mentioned yesterday, we were wanting to fill this gap to the downside. So we did have two scenarios on the table. The first one being we just roared up and we continue to soar higher, and so then we would have had this gap to fill. We would have bought put options at some point and we would have let it fill. The second scenario was filling the gap here today on Monday. And so that is exactly what happened. We filled our gap today here at around 338 and we closed above a pretty crucial short-term line of support. And so I just want to show you guys what this level of support kind of coincides with. You could see it was the peak of this little run right here in 2018. It's been treated as support, resistance, support, and you can see we've had a lot of interactions with this one. And so right now we are holding at support. And so I did end up buying call options right here, fairly small position. The biggest question on investors' mind was the blockage of the Suez Canal. And so today they did resolve that situation, and I do think the brunt of that situation is done. However, I do think the impacts of that blockage are going to linger for a little while. I do believe that should have some upward pressure on rates, as now tankers are going to have to deal with congestion and a potential backlog situation. And so since the gap filled, I did mention that I was planning on buying some call options, so I did execute that today. I did open a small position. If we do start bleeding even further, I may add an average down on my position on my call options, but right now I am just going to ride it out, kind of see where this trend takes us. The rates are still higher than what they were a while ago, and we are higher than break-even prices right now in NAT. We saw the CEO and his son buy some shares here, and so as of right now, as long as we are above this level of support, I do believe these call options should be a nice play. And so what we could ultimately be seeing right now is a potential of a golden cross coming very soon, which would mean a crossover of our 50 SMA of our 200 SMA. And so the trajectory right now does look like that could potentially happen here in the next couple months. And so with NAT right now, I do like the risk reward. We did fill our gap and our rates are still elevated. And so I did buy some calls. I am holding these calls, and I plan to hold these calls as long as we stay above this level of 335. And so I just wanted to make this quick little update video here on NAT because we did fill our gap to the downside, and the situation in the Suez Canal is a lot better now. And so a lot of people who watched yesterday's video may be wondering whether or not to buy calls. Is the situation better? Does that mean NAT is doomed? That I can't answer for you. All I know is the rates are still elevated, and I do know the gap has been filled. And so as a trader, I did take my opportunity here to buy some calls, and we're gonna ride it out, see what happens. And so if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to like. We are on the road to 10K subs, so if you made it to this point, feel free to hit that subscription button. This is Dummy Boy Finance. I'm Dummy Boy, and I'll see you guys in the next one.